gonna get in good trouble for it, because there's a lot I gotta say. There's a lot I gotta say, and this is going into part 2, because I overran the time for the first video. But you gotta be mindful out here in these streets. Even if you ain't in the street, you could be in the house minding your business and people will still. I think one of the biggest setups is they say do not covet thy neighbor, but they put everything out here to make weak vessels covet their neighbors, covet their friends, their family. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's all out war. It's been war. We've been thinking it's peacetime. It ain't been peacetime. It ain't been peacetime in a long time. It's been war. It's been war. It is literal war. You can still find peace in war because you can eliminate those people from personally being in your circle, personally knowing anything else about you, unless they get it from social media, which I've learned to settle down. My children won't even be on social media. They still here. They still alive and still well. I know some folks didn't want it to be as so, but they are, and they will forever be. So that is. So it is. I just came up with the idea that they just didn't, and this sat with me for about a year and a half, and I finally said, you know what, they don't need to be on, what do they need to be on social media for? People will attack your children with a picture. People will attack your children with a video. Y'all wonder why sometimes these social media couples end up breaking up, because y'all done put everything out there. And I'm not saying it to get on to people. I'm saying it for you to be mindful, because folks don't want to. When I see couples, there was a girl on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. I don't know this girl from a can of paint. Her and her husband was celebrating their anniversary. And I told them happy anniversary, and I hope y'all have many more. And I meant that shit, because marriages nowadays, whoo, whoo, whoo. Oh my gosh. Real ones, not the ones like from back in the day where grandma had to stay with granddaddy because she ain't had no job, she ain't had no way to go. She had all these children. She let them sleep Miss Pearl up the street because that was the way of the old. We don't do that shit no more. And I want to send blessings to anybody that has a marriage that's not going through anything like that. And I hope you guys continue to stay together. But most people aren't like that. They see that, oh, I want to go shopping. I want to go with my, I want to have this. Then next thing you know, y'all got all kinds of stuff. Stuff breaking in the house. He acting crazy. She acting crazy. Because folks done sent you that energy. Folks done prayed on your, I can't even think of the rapper name because I don't really listen to rap. Something Grizzly. I think it's called Day Out. First Day Out or something like that. And he said they prayed on my downfall. That's exactly what they do. P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. And sometimes they P-R-A-Y, because most of my enemies came out of the church down there in South Alabama. Sure did, all the way up to the so-called pastor. Sure did. So they'll pray on you. They'll set you up. I want y'all to sit back and think about every time y'all have always almost been in some mess and been spared. Whether you left an area and then a shooting broke out. That's gonna happen many times with me. Whether you left an area, a shooting broke out, or fighting broke out, and you just barely missed it, or a car accident, you just barely missed it. You was running late, mad at yourself because you're running late. But then you get where you're going and you see this big old car accident. You see all this mess going on. I mean, that was grace. That was the creator. That was your spiritual team. That was your ancestors. That was everybody. And I know mine are tired. I know they're tired because I have been, oh my gosh, I have been so reckless with my energy, my peace, my privacy. I have been reckless with it. And it's crazy because as a teenager, I didn't tell nothing. I ain't tell nothing. I had a whole lot going on. And I ain't tell a word. I ain't say a word. I don't know, they put a don't stop talking spell on me or what, but it's broke now. Other than the truth coming out. Now that's coming out. So y'all about to be exposed for that. But y'all be mindful so y'all can make it to another birthday, solar return, earth strong, whatever you want to call it. So your children can be safe and grow the way you want them to grow. If you want to homestead, homestead. If you want to homeschool, homeschool. What I've learned is to, and one of my old buddies from elementary school, she said she said that to me. I deleted Facebook. I got rid of all of Facebook back in, I think it was April. Might have been early May. I don't want to deal with that no more. She said to me, you know, putting all your information out is just telling everybody what they can attack. She don't put pictures up of her children. Hell, I don't even know her children's name. I've known this girl since we were about 5 years old, 5 or 6 years old. That's how solid she is with that, and that's how I'm about to get back on that. Because people are genuinely not everybody, but we are few, far, and in but daggum tween, okay? All help ain't good help, because sometimes help is a spy in disguise. Sometimes help, especially if they're in the same industry as you, cut that short. I'm in the agriculture, sustainability, things of that nature. What I have learned, especially in certain communities, there's really no unity. There's really no cohesion. There's let me see what she got going on. And I got the resources, so I can go ahead and do it. Or I can pitch it to my friend that's doing the same thing. But I got a bigger platform, so I can go ahead and, steal that intellectual property. Theft. You have to be mindful of that. Friends that's going through stuff, or so-called friends, or whatever you want to give them to call them, because I'm going to start labeling people as associates, or not even associates, just folks I met, that's so-and-so. Just leave it at that, because people will disappoint you, and you can't be disappointed if you don't put yourself in that situation to even get disappointed. If you don't even have the expectations of this. I no longer have the expectations of this farmer going to help me, this farmer going to help me. Nah, I've known some farmers that got it, could help, wasn't gonna never help, played like they was gonna help, wasn't gonna help. You have to be mindful with people. People will learn you so they can be able to use that against you to defame your character. All the while they know your true character, or they wouldn't have been drawn to you in the first place. They went the other way. All help ain't good help. All help ain't help. Sometimes they agents in disguise. People will set you up to be killed. That's how sick some people are. I know it sounds crazy and far-fetched and out there. And you know what made me, I wouldn't say happy. It did not shock me. And I always feel hurt when somebody like me didn't make it. When the enemy did win. Was that incident with the Sweetie Pie's uncle that hired somebody to kill his nephew for insurance money. Y'all, that goes on a lot more than y'all think it would. And I ain't just talking about these celebrities with these, they weird, Holly weird. And when I was in LA, I called it Holly weird. And it was a bad, heavy, negative, nasty spirit. And I walked down Hollywood Boulevard in tears. Especially when I hit Skid Row. That tore me up. I couldn't deal with it. I didn't get back right till we hit Santa Monica, which was the beach. So you already know I went to the water because it was just too much. But the Sweetie Pies incident, that happens a lot. Y'all don't even know. And y'all need to, everybody talking about breaking generational curses. Actually, a lot of people are adding more on to the plate. You don't understand that. You have to look at the patterns, and then you have to look at what your folks was involved in, and these contracts and covenants and things of that nature. You can look at it and see certain people in the family excel, certain people in the family don't, because there has to be a balance. There has to be some sort of sacrifice somewhere for those that are not gifted or given the grace to do so without having to go low. A lot of people go low because that's all they can do is just stay low. And then they gather other people to go low with them. So they can look high in this 3D world. But they really low. So you could be quote unquote, as they would think, low, living on the streets. I have watched numerous videos, even before I went to California, on invisible people. And most of those people were very brilliant, very smart. Some of them were engineers, accountants, just anything you could think of that you really got to use your brain with. And a lot of them were whistleblowers. And so homelessness can be manufactured as well if you mess around and tell on the wrong company, the wrong person, the wrong organization. Yeah, your butt gonna get targeted. Then you gonna end up being what we call a targeted individual. And you best believe your family, your fake so-called friends, aka your foes, are all in on it. Another lady that gives me sound advice told me the other day, you talked too much. I told you this last year. And she was right. She said you keep trusting people and you can't trust people. Sometimes we have to walk alone. That's why I am no longer the black damn sheep. I'm the lone wolf that decided enough was enough from the time I came out in southeastern Alabama. And enough is enough. And y'all are going to be exposed. Just like I hope everybody that is quote unquote the black sheep, y'all ain't black sheep because y'all ain't sheep because y'all chose not to follow. Sheep follow. You don't follow as a lone wolf. You don't follow as a wolf. Some wolves lead the daggone pack. Sometimes they walk alone. And if you have to walk alone, then you walk alone. You walk alone with your head held high. You walk alone strong. Even if it get lonely, you get your butt on YouTube. You figure out who is real from the fake. You listen to them. You take the sound advice if it works for you. If it don't sit right in your spirit, throw it out. Cleanse yourself. Go on about your business. But you walk strong. You walk tall. And you walk alone if you have to. Because people are not getting better. The situation is getting a little bit more trickier out here in this world. It's not getting better. It's not getting better. So you have to find the right people that are willing to walk alone. Because those are the real ones. Those are the strong ones. You know how it is to be alone in a society full of people that tell you have to be with somebody. You have to be with people all the time. You have to have a tribe. A lot of these tribes, a lot of people turn on each other in these tribes. You gotta watch your back in your tribe. Why would I even want to be in it? Why would I even want to be in it? I've had so many people talk about building in tribes, and they didn't want to build nothing. They wanted to take what you. They want to take what you know. They want to take what you possess, and then use it for their own gain or their homeboy gain or they. Now it's their bit. Now it's their idea. It's not. Y'all, if you gotta walk alone, walk alone. Don't worry about it. Eventually, the creator, your ancestors will. You got to clear the way. You got to clear the road. You can't move past big old trees and big limbs and all this debris in the road. You have to clear the road so that debris can be people, places, or things. You got to move all that mess out the way before you can walk. This is a lonely road. There's a gospel singer called Veronica and the Mighty Blazing Stars. And she got a song called This Is a Lonesome Road. Sometimes I gotta travel alone. And that's right. That's right. That is just, it's right. It's right. So I'm going to reclaim what was trying to be stolen from me. And I suggest you all do the same. I'm about to get out of here so I can go and enjoy the rest of my day. And it's hot as hell in this bus. And I just, I ask y'all to please be careful out there. Please be mindful. When I say be careful, it's not like, ooh, be careful. Oh my God, everybody. Be careful meaning watch your six. Keep your mind open to the point where, did I hear that from them? Did they say? They said it. They said it and they meant it. You better believe it. They said it. So be careful not to trust yourself. That's what I would say. Be careful not to trust yourself. Be careful not to doubt yourself. And if you have doubt, I guarantee you might hop on YouTube and somebody saying something and it be like, bing, oh man, okay, so yeah, boom. Sometimes your family ain't your family. Sometimes you were born behind enemy daggum lines. They are the first line of your enemies. Friends, Dr. Ben, I cannot ever get his last name right. Yakovitch, I hope I ain't butchering his name. One of our old elders, our old scholars, very knowledgeable. I love listening to his lectures. Man, and he said, you have no friends. If you can get you one or two solid friends, or either just one, you're doing good. A lot of people, I had a cousin who used to be around a whole lot of folks, and she would talk so much trash and tell all them folks business. And they'd be together at brunch, and I'd be sitting there looking like, wait a minute, what just happened? So sometimes you don't need the crowd. Sometimes when you get beside yourself or the stillness, or even with just one other person, you can understand and you can understand what it is you really need to be doing, where you really need to be at in this thing called life, who you really need around you, who you don't need around you. And even if you're still in the presence of these people, as long as you are actively working to get out of this situation or out of it with these people, that's all that really matters. Is that you are now mindful and conscious of the fact that these motherfuckers, they don't like me. They want me dead. People are sick. And I want y'all to make it to another solar return like I have. Y'all be mindful out here. Be aware. Start getting prepared for this ever-changing world. Because the wicked know their time is almost, in the words of Chucky Mullins, it's time. It's time for the people that want to be right, the light workers, the chosen ones, whatever y'all want to call them. The ones that came to change this world and have had every roadblock, every opposition, every backstabbing friend, every backstabbing spouse, boyfriend, whatever. Every backstabbing family member try to block them. Teachers, institutions, governments, whatever, try to block. It's time. It's time now. So, y'all might as well sit back, because it's time now. Y'all about to be exposed. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Guess what? I was always last, and I'm about to be first. Y'all have a great day. Happy solar return to me. Be safe out there. Be mindful. Stay grateful. Bye-bye.